Hey, hi, hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Shannon. How you doing? Nice to meet you. I hope you're doing so very well. Today I have an unboxing for you. An unboxing? No, I just filmed that. Today I have a book unhaul for you because I have been hauling books, but I haven't been unhauling books. This is my second unhaul of the year. I will leave my first one linked somewhere on the screen. I need more space on my shelf, so I do need to get rid of some books. Some of these are going to be quite controversial, so leave in the comments which ones you think I am making a mistake on, or which ones you would think would be keepable out of these. I may keep one if it's someone comments and says you cannot not have this, but I've kind of made my mind up that these are all going, so it will take a lot of convincing to get me to keep any of them. This is brutal. This is going to be a brutal one, so if you're interested, stick around. I'm not going to go into any plots. I'm just going to tell you the book and the reason why I'm getting rid of it. The first one is We Were Liars by e.Lockhart. I know this is a favourite. I know people love this. This was average. I gave it 3 stars. I will leave linked in the description my vlog for this. I just didn't like it that much. It was okay. It was fine. But I don't get the hype. And I didn't enjoy it. So I did enjoy it. It was just middle of the road, and I don't want to keep a middle of the road book on my shelves anymore. So this is gonna go. I'm gonna say that a lot in this video. Again, same kind of thing. The Kissing Booth by Reckless. I bought this because I watched the film and I thought, oh, the film was pretty cute and it was fun. It wasn't amazing. It was just, I watched it with my nieces and it was a pretty fun time. So I was like, I wonder if the books would be any better, if they went deeper. I really enjoy the girl that plays the main character in the film, which is probably why I enjoyed the film so much, because she played Gypsy Rose Blanchard in the TV show The Act, and she's amazing. So yeah, I just enjoy her work, and she's like Joey King is so lovely, seems so lovely, but this wasn't it. It was fine. I don't even remember reading it. I think I bought this when the film actually came out, which would have been years ago. It was okay. I don't want to reread it, and I don't want to continue with the series. I'm done with it. In a similar vein to the previous one, I have here A Simple Favor by Darcy Bell. I watched the film, loved the film. Blake Lively, Anna Kendrick, what the fuck could go wrong? I did not enjoy this. This was average. Gave it 3 stars. It was missing that kind of French noir nuance that the film had. The fresh, chic kind of vibe that the film gave off was missing from the book. Just didn't enjoy it that much. And I don't plan on rereading it, so unfortunately it's going to go. I'm going to try and stop saying it's going to go, because you know all these are going away. One that hurts my heart is The Female of the Species by Mindy McGuinness. This is one that I could potentially keep, but I've tried to read this 3 times and I haven't finished it. I don't know if it's the writing, because it's a very slow starter, or what, but I can't. I've started this 3 times and I've never finished it. And I know people love this, and I know people love Mindy McGuinness, and I have books on my list that I would like to read from this author, but I just can't get through this one. So I don't know if it would be worth giving a second chance to, but unfortunately I think I'm gonna let it go, just because I can't waste my time trying to read a book 3 times just to complete it. If I'm not getting through it on the 3rd try, then there's something wrong. Not with the book, just with my, we're not meshing together, so unfortunately. Next, we have Geekerella. I didn't really want to get rid of this one because I paid £10 for it, which is a lot for a paperback for me. I tend to wait until books come on sale or are cheaper because I like a good bargain. But I enjoyed this when I read it. I was really excited for the sequel, The Princess and the Frog, and I thought it was going to be gay, but it wasn't gay, so I was let down by that. I don't see myself rereading this. I gave this a 5 stars. I did enjoy this. I just don't see myself rereading it. I don't see myself giving it a 5 stars upon reread. I read this when it came out, which would have been... when did it go? 2017. I read this 5 years ago. My reading taste has changed. I've grown. I've matured. This was fine 5 years ago, but I don't think I would have the same experience with it now. Even though I gave it 5 stars, I'm quite happy to leave it at a 5 stars and kind of be like, yeah, that was 5 years ago, Shannon. I don't see me giving it 5 stars upon reread, which is why I don't want to reread it. So I'm gonna let it go. Grudgingly a little bit, because I wish that my 5 stars would stay 5 stars after I read them, but this one probably won't hold up. And if you're wondering, I am just chucking them on the floor beside me because I'm a messy. I'm messy. I will clean them up after this video though. The next 2 books here I have are One of Us is Lying and One of Us is Next by Karen M. McManus. I gave One of Us is Lying a 5 stars. Similar, I don't think this would be a 5 stars upon reread. I've read way too many thrillers now for this to hold up, I think. I didn't give this 5 stars. I gave this 3 stars. I think I'm done buying Karen M. McManus's books. I gave one a 5 stars a while ago. This was a 3 stars. I gave Two Can Keep a Secret a 3 stars. I gave The Cousins a 2 star. I hated that book. I just don't think this author is for me. I understand why people like her and I understand why people like this work. I don't mesh with it. And I think there are higher concept thrillers out there, even in the YA genre, that are going to mesh well with me and pull my attention more than this one. And it's not a good fit. And I think I'm done trying to fit myself with this author. So unfortunately, these are going to go, and I'm not going to pick up any more Karen M. McManus work. I told you this one was brutal. I told you this one was going to be... That's not even the worst one. Now this one hurts me. I have the whole Renegades trilogy here. So we have Renegades, Arch Enemies, and Supernova. So I've read these 2 and I gave them both 5 stars. I really enjoyed them. I think they're really well written and I really enjoyed the characters. But I have tried to read Supernova 3 times and I can't get through it. There's something about it. I can't get through it. I have no interest in rereading these other 2 books in order to force myself to read this one. Also, the fact that they're so different heights and different formats really bugs me. I wish they were all just standard sized paperbacks. But yeah, like, I enjoyed this and it makes me sad that I'm not going to finish this trilogy, but I have so many series that I need to finish or start or I'm more interested in than having to reread books in order to force myself through a book that I've tried to read 3 times. So I think this is just, it's time for me to give up. It's time for it to go. Next, I have Lore by Alexandra Bracken. I think I gave this 3 stars or a 3.5 stars. I think I DNF'd this. Did I DNF this? I can't remember. And that tells you all you need to know. Like, I did DNF this, actually. I do remember. I felt like this was just not what it was pitched as. It was a bit confusing. There was different groups that essentially done the same thing and had similar names, and like, it just felt very confusing, overly confusing than what it had to be, and I just didn't enjoy it. I did DNF this. I can't remember which page I got up to, but I have no interest in trying to push myself through this. I know people love this, but it just wasn't for me, and I'm being brutal now. If I'm not enjoying a book, I'm not forcing myself to read it. I'm DNFing. I'm picking up books that I have full interest in. I'm not messing about with series that I don't care about. Like, I am being brutal now, and I think I need to be, because I have no room on my shelves. I have over 150 unread TBR books, and I do still want to reread some of my favorites. So wasting time on something that I'm not enjoying just isn't happening anymore. So yeah, this is a goner. Next, I have here Five Little Liars by Amanda K. Morgan. I did enjoy this. I gave it 3 stars. I will never reread it. I felt like this is perfect for fans of Karen McManus. I felt like this done what I wanted Karen McManus to do better than what I got from her books. So all I could do was compare this and One of Us is Lying. Even though it's not the same storyline, it had very similar vibes, similar feeling, similar formula. So yeah, like I enjoyed this for what it was, but it's not something I'm gonna reread, and there's no point keeping it. But I'm glad that I got to this because I'm pretty sure this was on my self-destruct, so I got to knock that off of my self-destruct. Next, I have here Dangerous Lies by Becca Fitzpatrick. I think this was bought on a sale. I have no interest in it. Like, it's either my mum bought it and wanted to read it, or I've bought it and it's just been sitting on my shelves and I've read the back and it's just not something that I'm interested in. So yeah, like there's no point keeping it. It's taking up valuable space, okay? Next, we have here Heartstream by Tom Pollock. I did recently just read this. I think it's in a vlog. Any books mentioned I have vlogs for, I will link down below. But also, I enjoyed this. I gave it 3.5 stars. It was good. I just will not reread it. And it's not like anything spectacular. I wish it'd done a few different things. And maybe if it done that, it would have come out of a higher rated read. But I'm trying to make room on my shelves. So a 3.5 star isn't going to cut it when I have no intention to reread, which I should be more brutal with the other books, but I'm trying not to do it all at once and overwhelm myself. I'm trying to do it like, I read this, it was a 3.5 star, it goes on the Unhaul pile. I'm very rarely looking through my shelves at the moment in unhauling. I'm unhauling as I read or as I see, but it's going to be brutal because I just read this, but I don't want to reread it and I have no plans for it. So yeah, it's done. The next one is going to be a controversial one. This is The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. I tried to read this. I did get fairly far. And you know what? I was enjoying this. It just was slow. It was so slow that I DNF'd. This is maybe one that I will keep. Like, all the other ones I'm cool with getting rid of straight away. This is maybe one that I will keep and sit on the fence with out of this whole haul. So if this is a book you'd like me to keep, then comment down below. Comment down below if there's any ones you'd like me to keep, and I will pick one out of the comments. But yeah, this could be one that I would be potentially interested in keeping. The reason is I was enjoying it for what it was, but it just felt very slow and nothing was happening, and I was 200 pages in and I was just pushing myself to read this and I wasn't having a fun time. So this is gonna go on the maybe unhaul pile, but at the moment it's sitting on this unhaul pile, so I'm calling it unhauled, and if I end up reviving it back to a haul, I will let you know. One that breaks my absolute heart because of how beautiful it is Witches Steeped in Gold by Sinan Smart. And this is just like beautiful, and the artwork on the inside, oh, it's just stunning. But I have tried reading this twice. I'm not into it. Like, this follows like dual POV, but the POVs are very similar, and I just wasn't having a good time the first time I picked it up. I think I have a vlog for this. I think I DNF'd it in that vlog. I have tried again since then, and it's just not meshing well with me, and I feel like I've said that loads of times in this video, but I can't keep this book just because it's beautiful. If I've not read it, I have tried twice and I still haven't been able to finish it, so what's the point in keeping it? So yeah, I'm hurt because this is a beautiful book, but also I'm smart. I know I need to get rid of this and make shelf space for the 100 of books I tend to buy a year. We're getting there. So I have here Confessions by Kane Minato. This is an Literally Dead book club pick. I gave this 3 stars. It was fine. I enjoyed it. I will not reread it. It's not something that I will reread. I would potentially pick something else up from this author, but it was middle of the road. And again, if I read something middle of the road and it's not part of a series or something that I plan to have a project for or pick up again, then there's no point keeping it. I will be keeping this to the end of the year so that I can speak about my thoughts on the Literally Dead book club picks that I got to this year. But apart from that, it's getting unhauled. So it's on the unhaul pile, but it will stay until I've done that video, just so I have like the book to represent like in the video. So yeah, it was okay. It was fine. I just will never reread it. Next here, I have 3 books. This is the top 8 trilogy. So we have top 8, Unfriended, and What's Your Status? These are all by K.A. Finn. Yes, which is a pseudonym for Morgan Matson, which is why I picked these up, because I absolutely love Morgan Matson's work. I picked these up 7 years ago, which would have made me 6 years ago. Would have been 6. It'll be on Goodreads somewhere, but I'm pretty sure I would have been like 17 or 18 when I read these, and I am no longer 17 or 18. So like, it was fun at the time and I enjoyed them at the time, but I'm never going to reread them. And if I did reread them, I'd probably hate them. They're written for like a YA younger audience. So yeah, I'm glad I read them. I'm glad that I supported Morgan Matson, and I still own all of Morgan Matson's other books because I love them. But this is kind of a different vibe to Morgan Matson's work written as Morgan Matson. And even though I'm interested in K.A. Finn's other series, I will put a picture here. I have had interest in that since I picked these up, but yeah, I'm never going to reread these. They were fun at the time for a younger Shannon, but they will not cut it now, so there's no point rereading them, and I would like to keep my memories of them as they are. Next, I have The Amateurs by Sarah Shepherd. This is a hard one because I continuously pick up Sarah Shepherd because I tried the Pretty Little Liars series. I didn't like it. So, and I think I didn't like it because I watched the show first, so the books just felt off to me. And so that was fine. And then I picked up The Perfectionist Duology, and I absolutely adored that. And I am so bitter that they ruined it by turning it into a TV show that is completely different from the books. The books would have been good enough to have a TV show run with the plotline of that book and build upon. So I tried this series and it was okay. It was fine, but I'm not going to continue it. And if I do ever continue it, I would just buy them on Kindle. I don't want to have these physically. This was a 3-star, and I will try Sarah Shepherd's work continuously because The Perfectionist Duology was a 5-star duology, and I read both of them in a day and I loved them. I love the Pretty Little Liars world, even though I don't enjoy the books. I might have enjoyed the books if I read them before watching the show. There's no reason for me to keep this. Next, I have Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng. I got this from my mum. My mum bought it and she gave me it. And to be honest, this is probably something that I would be interested in keeping, but at the moment it's sitting on this unhaul pile just simply because I have had it for a while, but I didn't buy it for myself, and it's not taking up valuable space on my shelf that could be replaced by something I really want to read. So I sit on the fence with this one, like I do the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, but it's in this unhaul, so it's going to get unhauled. I will probably keep one book from this whole unhaul, and I don't know what that's going to be yet, so your thoughts and opinions are appreciated in the comments. But yeah, like, I didn't even buy this, so it shouldn't be on my shelves, even though it does sound good. But yeah, it's getting unhauled. The next one is probably the most controversial one of this whole video, It's The Crow Prince by Holly Black. I tried to read this twice and I never got past like the 120 page mark. And I'm so mad because it's so floppy and I love a good floppy book. And I know people absolutely adore this. I know that this has a lot of hype, but I've tried to read it twice and I can't do it. It's not working. And I don't know why, because it's set up to be everything I want. I love fairies, I love fantasy, I love YA fantasy. Like, this has set up to be a great read for me, and I cannot get past the 120 page mark. And I don't know why. So this is going on the Unhaul. I don't really know. I don't know. I don't know. It confuses me. It confuses you, but I did not get on with this, so there's no point keeping it. Next we have the Ren Hunt by Mary Watson. I got this in a subscription box. I have no real interest in it. I haven't heard great things. It doesn't appeal to me. It's taking up valuable room on my shelves. I am going to bullet point on everything that I've just said in this whole entire video. Bye. Next here we have This Song Will Save Your Life by Leela Sales. I have read this. I think I gave it a 4 stars when I read it. But again, that would have been back when it came out, which would have been, 2013, which I probably didn't read it in 2013. I probably read it about 2015, which makes sense, about 7 years ago. And I think I really enjoyed it at the time. But again, it won't live up to my rating on reread. And yeah, I don't have any drive to read this or pick this up again. So I'm quite happy for it to live 7 years ago and just call it a day. Another one that could be considered controversial is Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. I did try to read this. There is a few points in this that I was like, yeah, that's cute. No. I get halfway and lose interest. I've tried to read it twice, never got past the halfway mark. I know this has like sequels coming out, and even though it sounds good, it's not something that I have much interest in anymore. There is other fantasy books that are in the same vein as this that I have more interest in. So I don't feel like trying this a third time to attach myself to a series that I don't really want to read now that the hype's died down and that I've tried this. So yeah, this is gonna go. I don't feel bad about it. And the final book I have here is The Memory Book by Laura Avery. And I bought this, I think I bought this when it came out. I think 2016, yeah. I probably would have bought this roughly the time it came out. This has been on my shelf for like 7 years or something, and I've came to the conclusion that I'm not a huge fan of narratives that have the main character forgetting things and then having to remember, especially like, I don't mean that, I don't know how I mean that. Like, if you have amnesia and you don't remember things, I understand that narrative, but the books that I have read haven't done that narrative well, because I feel like it's very repetitive, it's very slow, and I just don't think I like that trope. So this is that, and I don't think I'm going to get along with this simply because I haven't enjoyed it in the past. It's not something that I gravitate towards. I don't like repetition too much in my narration. I don't like having to piece together things with the character when the character doesn't know and then has to repeat that process in order to figure out what is actually the truth. Like, it doesn't gel with me. It's not something I like in books, and this is someone that has memory issues, and I don't excuse me. No. Oh, excuse me. Whew. Jeez, that sneeze nearly took off my eyelash. Whew. Yeah. So in conclusion, this is not something that I think I'm gonna like simply because of that trope. And that is the final book. That's a lot of books. I don't know how much. Let me gather them all and I will tell you a number and then I will take my thumbnail maybe. Okay. I kind of wish that I stacked them now so that I didn't have to like stack them. So overall, this is an unhaul of 30 books, which feels like a really nice round number. And I'm glad that I managed to unhaul 30 books, considering in my last two hauls, I think I hauled about 60 books in the last two hauls. So this gets rid of at least half of what I just hauled. Hopefully I will come back to you at the end of the year with another unhaul. There will be probably another couple hauls in between that, but I'm trying to be a bit more precise on how I haul and unhaul so I can keep space in mind, and also so I can get rid of books that no longer excite me. So again, in the comments, if you are interested and really want me to keep one of these books, comment below which one and I will maybe do a vlog on reading it. It can be like subscriber saves an unhaul book and I read it. So if you're interested, comment down below. If not, these will probably all go. The only one I sit on the fence with that might be saved is the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, but I will try and be good and unhaul all of these. But that is all I have for you today, so thank you so very much for watching. I hope you're staying safe, happy and healthy, and I shall see you next time. Bye.